what's up, everybody? It's your boy Tez. I'm back with another episode of Real and Uncomfortable. To my far right, we have Mr. Emam Music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And in the middle, we have somebody special for you guys.
Come on now, special.
If you pay attention to our social media pages, if you locked in with us, which I'm assuming you are, and thank you for that. We have been having somebody, an unfamiliar face, go pretty viral on the page. You know, she's been speaking facts, she's been speaking the truth, and it may not have been landing too well with a lot of y'all ears, but I believe it. Y'all gotta hear that shit. So
they need it.
They need it. You want to add a little bit to that? Because I know you was real excited.
Look, the lovely Demi's in the middle. I want her to talk. Like I'm not even.
Yes,
I'm here to listen today.
Demi is in the building. Big Demi,
Yeah.
not the little one, coming all the way from Harlem. We outside.
Yes.
I'm here with the two big bosses. They got me
Yes.
in the building. This is my first real podcast where I'm getting recorded with the cameras and everything. I'm a little nervous, but we outside.
Yeah.
We
We
here.
outside. You know, one thing though is you can tell that like, you know, I don't think you should be nervous because you took on the harshest of crowds already. You good.
Yes, I have. I'm like, wow.
We
comments.
here for it. Yeah, we might have to dive into that comment section a little bit later. But yeah, y'all was going crazy. If you are unfamiliar, one of the posts that you went most viral for is just you pointing out the disparities of treatment within a relationship. Some of the blind spots that people may have in their relationships, particularly the ladies. And again, let's jump this hurdle now. That's not to say that, you know, ladies should always expect a one-sided situation, but it means that both parties should cover their bases. And in the event that you aren't, you should be called out for it.
Absolutely. Just to add on to what he's saying, I wasn't trying to downplay the ladies. What I was saying is a lot of the males that I speak to, this is the things that they tell me. I was just highlighting the stuff that they say is not going on in their relationships. And, you know, the ladies ain't like it, and I understand because a lot of women don't like taking accountability. I have been there. I have been the lazy female in the relationship. Oh, yeah, he ain't gonna leave me. I'm her, and guess who got left? Yeah. Like, you cannot be egotistical when you're in a relationship, too. You got to learn when to sacrifice.
That's
right?
a big fact.
And put your pride to the side. Men have feelings too, ladies. I'm here to point this out. The men have feelings too, and they matter. Wave the flags.
Green flag for the one time. Green flag for the one time. Green flag for the one time.
Not me waving both flags.
Green flag for the one time. Green flag for the one time. We got these here, and we're going to eventually jump into with some green flags and some red flags. But right now, you definitely speaking that green flag language.
Okay.
Now, E, you know, you kind of an advocate for that type of expression when it comes into relationships. And I feel like I bring it up because I feel like that's kind of the point of contention is, do men have a place to express themselves in their relationships?
I think they should have a place. Do they have a place? I don't think a lot of men do. I feel like for so long it's been, you know what I mean? Just go to work, bring the check back, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like what you was touching on is something that we need to have more conversations about. You know what I'm saying? When you get into a relationship, it should not be one-sided. You should not get complacent. You should not get comfortable. And it goes on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, the treatment that you're talking about, I don't think every guy deserves.
Of course.
If that makes sense. I think sometimes you get it twisted. Like, if you're not putting in work as the man,
well,
you know what I mean?
I don't mean to cut you off, but I feel like the perception of that is what gets in the way of these conversations, right? It just because you might have had a shitty dude or as a guy, you had a shitty girl.
Right.
I don't like when people then carry like,
That
oh,
negative
now you
energy.
want to get even?
Right.
Like, but why are you trying to get even based on what the last person did to you? You're going to take that into the new relationship? Sure, you might have been with the dude who didn't take you places, didn't do things, might have talked to you crazy, might have, because in that another post you posted, you mentioned about the guys who may look to humiliate you, look to humble you, look to, you know, those aren't situations that you should, as a woman, stay in. Now, ladies, I feel like a lot of those situations may keep you from embodying the good treatment that a man deserves because the last guy was the you know, I don't want to say verbally abusive, but maybe verbally, I guess you know, physically. Right. So I'm just saying, leave that stuff in the past. And if you're in a healthy relationship, just try to be the best you can for that one.
Yeah, and I think both men and women, like, we carry stuff from old relationships and our new ones, and that's why everybody's so stuck, because we in a generation where everybody's like, oh, like, fuck that person, move on, or go find you a new one. And it's like, what about finding yourself? What about sitting down with yourself and saying, damn, what could I have done in this relationship to make it better? Like, I had my own realizations where I'm like, yo, Demi, like, you really was acting crazy, or you really was fucking up. That wasn't ladylike. You got lazy. You got complacent. It's just like having a job. You can never get too comfortable. They will replace you, and there's always somebody better. You may think, oh, this bitch is a bum. What he doing with her? But she got something that you was missing, that you lack. Or niggas that think like, oh, well, that nigga is whack, or he's lame. But yeah, that lame nigga's treating me right. He's making me feel whole. He's filling my cup. I don't gotta walk around and ask other people to fill my void. Like, you can never get too comfortable.
Well, that last part too, I think that's big, because we in a cheating culture, right?
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of people who will just advocate for you to just go find something else. And even if you don't outright cheat, I'm gonna point this out. A lot of y'all ladies soft cheat, because for men, one of the primary needs that men have is a sexual one, right? So if you go outside of your relationship for that, that's boom, done, right? You booked. Ladies, y'all have more of a need maybe for conversation, maybe the emotional connection.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier for you guys to do and seek those things. And that's not saying men don't soft cheat too, because men may seek validation. And that's when you get to the guy who cheats with the girl in the workplace.
Right.
Like, now she's the one who wants.
Shit.
Right. So basically what I'm saying is, people will cheat before they cheat. Like, before any clothes come off, before anything goes down. And that's because that void isn't being filled. So you're looking for subs.
Right. A lot of women, I feel like, we want to be heard. We want to be able to come home and speak to our partner, right? And I feel like that's where mentally cheating comes from, where it's like, all right, I got my man at home, and I'm not saying cheating is okay, but I feel like a woman will mentally cheat before physically cheating, right? You got to mentally leave before actually physically cheating, whereas a male, y'all don't need the conversation. Y'all could go and get whatever that stress off and then go back home to y'all lady. But I feel like the difference is, I feel like women can cheat without men knowing. Men can't cheat, and the woman's not gonna know. I feel like a woman to cheat on a man and come home and act completely normal, love on you the same, make you your home cooked meal. Sorry, ladies, I'm giving them the tea.
Yo, my heart.
Make you your home cooked meal.
My heart.
Listen, give you sex and everything. Treat you like the king you are, and you will never know. A man gets some good pussy, that nigga is coming home and acting mad dumb.
He's gonna act mad different. He's gonna act mad different.
You're gonna know he's not even gonna be on you. He's probably not even gonna cuddle you that night. Like, he's gonna be thinking about that. Like, his mind is gonna be elsewhere. And I think that's the difference. Like, that's crazy, but that's my input on that.
You're right. I mean, we always get into the conversation of who cheats better or who cheats more, really. And I think it's women
cheat better.
They cheat better,
and
they
men cheat
better.
more.
Yeah, and I think that it's just because a lot of men's cheating is a lack of sexual discipline. Like, a lot of even our interests, right?
But the hormones are different too. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. That's right.
The hormones are different. I feel like the testosterone and all that, like, men need to have sex, and that's scientifically proven. Like, that's why so many people, I know it's disgusting, but the jerking off and watching porn, like, men need to get that off. If not, you're gonna be walking around with aggression. I took a class for that. Like, the male aggression is real, and it stems from that too, not having sex.
Look, not to get into the pure sociology aspect of this, but you're absolutely right. So if you see the rise in things like OnlyFans and porn consumption,
right,
a lot of it is due to, I'm not gonna call it, the loneliness epidemic, right? Like, there's a lot of dudes
I went through that.
Cause what happens is, right, take the dating apps. Most women are only clicking on maybe 5%, 7% of the men who are on dating apps, which means there's like 90% of men who aren't connecting with anybody. Now, unless they have access somewhere else for sex, because, we can get into the other part later about some of these women's perspective of themselves and average women not connecting with average men. But average men don't have access to sex. So you will see a rise in aggression. You'll see a rise in other outlets. Violence. You'll see like,
assault.
Yep, all of those things. Even especially sexual assault too. I'm not saying that gives them any right, but it is a societal impact. So then you'll see the rise of like OnlyFans. You'll see the rise of like other sex work and being involved. And it's because men don't have the consistent access to sex because people are either getting in relationships later or the women who they're not looking for the same guys. The guys who have the ability to get there, they don't care. They're good. That's why like so when you look at the value, right? People rate themselves 1 through 10. Sorry, you know, if you fall within a rate or something that I might say later in here. Because I know y'all gonna be attacking me in the comments like he was attacking her. It's cool though.
Let them attack.
We here for it.
Part of the game.
Part of the game. So you'll have women who may be considered a 5 or a 6, right? And if you showed them their male equivalent of a 5 and a 6, they will tell you there's no fucking way. If he was to come up to her and talk to her, she will look down on him. She'll be like, yo, who do you think I'm in your league? And more times than not, and the dating apps have done it, social media too, I include IG as a dating app, because those 5s and 6s,
No, it is though.
those 5s and 6s have had access to a man who was a 9 or a 10. And whether he's the personal trainer who also happens to have money. So now you got the guy with motion, looks, and reputation fucking with you because it was fun for the time. But now you can't call him for a date or anything. You fucked with him one time. But now he's ruined it for any other guy who's actually on your level.
Oh, yeah. PSA, ladies. The guys that be claiming that they him and got all this motion, don't be him. If I'm around you and you screaming that you're him, I'm going to look at you like you crazy and I'm walking off. Like, I want the quiet nigga that's in the corner to himself having his drink. Those be the niggas with motion. The loud people in the club, I made a post about this too, about broke niggas being in the spot.
Yeah.
You do if I see you and you're doing the most, I know that there's some type of insecurity.
Yeah, you're trying to compensate.
You're trying to overcompensate, like you said, overcompensate. You feel me? You're not him. You gotta if you gotta do all of that extra movement. Dancing is fine. A lot of people was in the comments like, oh, you can't even go to the club now. You can't dance because you consider broke. No, the people that get it. I'm from Harlem. It was a million Harlem people under there saying, yo, sis, I really felt that. Yes.
Yeah.
He's collecting all the money in the beginning to hide that he don't got no funds. That's what's going on.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I know a couple of them.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Yo, the people the people that could relate could relate.
If you know, you
don't
know.
don't shoot the
you
messenger. Like everybody
If you
could
know,
dance in
you
the
know.
club. It is what it is. But when you see that one, yeah, just walk off.
Yo, men, feel free to have fun in the club, bro. Fun is a good time. Go enjoy yourself. Just don't be doing too much.
Yeah.
You know what we talking about anyway. The guys who feel like, even the simps too, right? I always go to war against the simp, right?
Right. Let's talk about that.
Cause oof, y'all are fucking up the
They do
game.
too much, man. They do
Oh
too
my
much.
God.
What are they doing? Enlighten me. I want to laugh.
Okay, all right, okay. So first of all, let me just point out too that there was some people underneath your post where it's like, man, she's advocating for men finding a peaceful place, and you attacking her like she said something crazy to try to pander to women who don't want you anyway.
They're not checking for you.
They not checking for you, bro.
Exactly. There was a lot of women in the comments saying that they ready to mail their husbands. And it's like, ma, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You chose that man. You chose to stick by him, right? I'm sticking by my man. There's 7 billion people in the world. You choosing to stick by, oh boy, when you have options. That's your fault.
Yeah.
Take accountability and say, damn, I need to move on. I need to get my shit together. This man is not serving me anymore, right? And find you a new one. It's that simple. You get fired from a job, what are you doing? You go on Indeed, you type up what you're looking for, the criteria. It's the same thing with a man.
Yeah. Now, wait, hold on, because y'all getting crazy with them criteria though. Hold on.
That's a fact.
Because y'all talking six figures.
The females want to build a man.
Right? You know, 6-pack abs. You want 6 BMWs in the garage.
6-car garage.
Right. Like, you know,
everything is 6.
Everything's 6.
Oh my God.
6.
Nah, yeah, you're right though. The women are getting crazy. I feel like men are more black and white when they choose a woman. It's like, all right, I accept this woman for who she is.
Right.
Y'all see past a lot of stuff. Women don't.
Yeah.
We'll meet a nice guy. You feel me?
Well,
he could be, like you said, simp-ish and be giving us everything and whatever. And we'll still go back to the nigga from the block.
Well, that's the problem too, is that men look for, everybody looks for appreciation, but men's primary thing is appreciation.
Right.
When I talk about simp culture, the difference between being a simp and being just like a good dude, because I feel like any man, if you have a good woman, you have a good wife, you should be doing things for your girl, right? Buy her flowers, take her out to dinner, show your appreciation for her. You got to run the bath for her to do that. If you got to do some running around, do some errands or whatever, help her out how you can. It's when you have a woman who is outwardly treating you poorly, just doing crazy shit, talking to you wild, doesn't even like uphold her appreciation of you, doesn't do anything for you, and you're still doing this shit, that's where you start to kind of, co-sign the bad behavior, right? A lot of ladies talking crazy on the internet, all these ladies talking all the wild shit about you need to have this. If he don't take you here, he's broke, he's this, that, or third. That's because there's been dudes who have conditioned them for that behavior. Y'all niggas co-signing it. Y'all out here doing that. You just met her. You flying her to Hawaii. She don't want to fuck with you, but she got the ticket. Right. She told you she didn't want to fuck with you, but you did it anyway.
Hold on. Word of advice to my males. When y'all gonna meet a female, do not start flashing money and what you can do for her. That's all we're gonna see. We're not gonna see nothing else. Women, we smart. We smart human beings. we just think different. We know how to milk the cow. We was born this way. We have kids. We birth y'all. Do not come around. Even me, don't come around me just flashing money. I'm sorry. Like, that's the only thing I'm gonna see. I'm not gonna see nothing else. Don't do it.
I blame the pandemic. PPP loans and all that.
Pandemic boys, pandemic boys.
40,000.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, there was a shift after that. Like, I feel like chicks couldn't go back to the regular 9 to 5. It was like, I need me a scammer.
Some people talking about not going to 9 to 5s. What happened to B. Simone? She was one of the main people talking crazy. Oh, I can't have a 9 to 5, nigga, this, that, and the third. I can't do this, that, that. I need me a scammer, nigga, da, da, da. That's for them. So when you doing those things, shout out to Legally Highest.
They gotta send us a new batch.
Yeah. We also just want you to make it through the whole episode. They're a little strong. They're a little strong. You know, that THC be here and be hitting people. Nah. We don't want you dozing off mid-episode. You know what I'm saying?
I don't smoke.
Right. And you don't smoke. Yeah. Like, we've been to a couple parties where E-Man cracked a couple, and it was just like...
like, no lie, I felt like I was floating through the event. Like,
oh my God. Yeah, no, I stopped smoking years ago. After I had my accident. I know y'all seen that too. Yeah, I got shot when I was 15. Yeah.
I saw the clip where you was like, the weather...
Before, yes.
What are you able to talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it. Story? All right, so at the time, I was outside. Let me move up. I was outside. I was in the streets. I was an angry, rebellious child. I was angry at my mom's. You feel me? I felt like I was getting treated a certain way, so my mom was just too busy for me. I was the baby, and I needed that guidance and attention, and I was in the streets. I was running the streets, and one day, you feel me? I went outside, and me and my friends went to a party. I'm from Harlem, so we went to 118th between Lenox and 7th. I don't know if y'all familiar or not.
I see where it's at.
Yeah, so we go to the party and stuff like that, and some dudes just started shooting, and that whole day I just had like a weird feeling in my stomach. And everybody listen to this. Use the power of discernment. Like, this shit is real. Do not second guess. If you feeling something is off with your friends, family, wherever you at, leave.
Go.
That day, I was just being stubborn. I'm a Taurus. We like that. We hard-headed. I was being stubborn. I was mad. I was
cool.
Like,
he's a Capricorn. They stubborn too. Yeah.
So I'm going to the party. We about to go inside. Then they start shooting. People running towards my way. I was in the back of the line. I'm pushing, trying to get inside. I ain't making it inside. I end up getting shot. It was crazy.
It's tough.
Something I'll never forget. That's something that really shaped me into who I am. And I always had a good heart. I always was for the people and always like being intentional since a little girl. But I just was dealt some cards, you know?
Right. I think that leads to you kind of valuing life a little bit more, a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You know, it's traumatic experiences, but you're here now and you're stronger for it.
Yeah. So it happened. You know, I was in a wheelchair for like 2 months. I had to get 2 or 3 blood transfusions because I was leaving. Like I was ready to go meet the higher up.
Yeah, upstairs. I feel that.
I was ready. Yeah, it was crazy. I would say that was my first awakening in life into the spiritual realm and figuring out, because when that happened, as I was like laying on the ground, I was passing out and I was seeing the light and I was seeing my whole childhood like just in my head, but I couldn't wake up. So listen, that changed me. You heard? Like, I'm blessed to be here. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
That's a real deep, touching story.
Yeah. Well, again, glad you're here. I'm glad you're specifically here to be able to kind of talk to people. A lot of people, they're moving in a way that may not have the best outcomes. And while we can't control everything, there are things that we can learn from those around us that can help us avoid potential things that, you know, may not end well. So that discernment thing, right? You know, I'm sure that there's some things which you look back that you would have told your younger self back then that you know now.
Absolutely.
If you had to look into the camera right now and talk to your younger self, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to stop being so hard-headed and to listen to your elders, not really to, you know, think that I know everything. I would say that she's strong. I will hold her. I would say that she's brave. I would tell my younger self that I love you. I will also tell my younger self that my parents tried. They gave everything that they could give at that moment, and it may not have been what I wanted it to be, but they gave enough. You know what I'm saying? There's people that don't have parents, and I feel like when I was younger, I didn't understand that. I was rebellious. I was in my feelings. I took that for granted, but I went through my life lessons, and I lived to see another day. My younger self does deserve a hug.
There you go. There it is.
Like you touched on something too, because even for me, like now that I'm a dad, I have so much more appreciation for my parents.
Wow.
Like it's
it's
wild, and I'm realizing too, because you look at your parents, you feel like they know everything. You feel like they're supposed to know everything.
Right.
And you realize that they're still living
figuring it
one
out.
life that, you know what I'm saying? Like
they're still figuring it out.
So even when they didn't know, they just tried what they thought was best. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So now as a dad, I'm like, okay.
How old is your son? Boy, your son or daughter? 4. Okay. You got kids?
No.
Soon. Come soon.
Damn, bro.
I'm talking about the juju.
Damn, bro. That shit crazy.
Now you got an extra hand.
All right. Oh, shit. All right, yo.
2026.
I can picture him. He gonna be panicking.
Watch this. Hey, shorty. If we had if we had plans this weekend, we don't got plans this weekend no more. I gotta go shake some of this juju off me real quick.
I mean, look, to me, kids are a blessing. Like it really forces you to look at yourself.
They are.
Like,
they are.
I'm not gonna like before I had a kid, I felt like I was just outside just to be outside. Now I'm not coming outside unless there's a purpose.
Yeah.
He'll tell you. He be trying to get me to the.
We got like he canceled on 3 pool parties. I got a beach party coming up. He don't want to go.
Yo, that's me too. I'm the type that you invite me the same day, I'm a gas it like I'm going at 8:00.
Nah, I mean, look, don't get me
at 8:00. I'm already snoozing. I'm putting my phone on D&D slowly. Like it's over.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. That's me. My extrovert self will make promises my introvert self don't want to keep up with.
No.
Like,
it's different. When you got kids, it's different. It hits you a little differently.
No, and having kids as a mother, right? Because I have an 8-year-old daughter. Shout out to Novely. I love you.
Love.
There you go.
When you have kids, it teaches you also to value your time.
Yes.
Like I'm not wasting my time on nonsense. If I know I'm gonna go out to the spot with you and it's gonna be a mess, I'm not going. I want to go to eventful things, meaningful events, things that's gonna help me grow.
Right.
You know, meet new people, network, whatever it is. But it definitely taught me to value my time, and that right there is gonna bring a lot of hate and problems as well.
People don't
Valuing your
understand.
time.
Yeah,
Like,
people don't
all right,
understand.
I'm not hanging out with you, but if I want to sit in my house and read a book for 2 hours, that's what I'm gonna do, and you're gonna respect it. You don't respect it, you could go ahead.
Yeah, people take a lot of shit personally.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the biggest thing that I've learned too is like you can pick your circle wisely because as you start to prioritize yourself, you need to have people who understand that. Like you don't want to be the one who be like, yo, I want to go out and like, oh, yo, you never fucking. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, bro, like you gotta understand, man. It's just not it. It's not it for me right now.
Yeah.
But we have these flags in front of us.
Let's play.
Yes. All right, so we like to play a little game here at Real and Uncomfortable called Red Flag, Green Flag. In this current dating market, dating atmosphere, you know, there's a lot of people who have different opinions on stuff. So we want to kind of throw some situations at you and see if you think that that's a red flag or a green flag. Green flag could just be as simple as, I don't think it's a big deal. Red flag, that's a deal breaker. We out of here.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
do it. Sounds like fun.
All right. Let's start it off with something simple. We can start off a little base, establish a little base here. McDonald's on the first date. Green flag, baby. Green flag.
Green flag?
You holding the red one?
I was gonna be messy. I'm not gonna be messy. It's a green flag.
Yeah.
So my yeah. Go ahead. We can go ahead.
Oh, you want me to elaborate?
Elaborate, please.
It's not about where they take you. It's the thought that counts. You want to go to a 5-star restaurant with an asshole, or you want to go get a McChicken with a good nigga? Like,
There you
you got to
go.
pick your poison.
There it is.
I'm not picky when it comes to stuff like that. You could take me to the park. Let me tell you something. We could lay on a blanket, get some wine, cheese, grapes, sandwiches, and we could vibe out. It's all about vibes.
Right.
People want the aesthetic. It's like that shit don't matter.
Yeah,
Like, get out your head. This
That's
is
it.
generational shit. I need to go to the steak chop house, whatever, to feel like, yeah, I'm that person. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think a lot of ladies, and fellas too, if you got the dynamic where you want shorties to take you out or whoever to take you out, it's 2025, you right? You don't find validation in the date. I don't think where somebody's trying to take you should speak to how you value yourself.
Right.
But I think a lot of people do take that shit personally. Oh, you think I'm that type of person? You just can take me anywhere.
Right.
Nah, I think you like being around me, so you going where I'm going. But if that ain't the case, let me know now, and we can move how we gonna move.
Right. And going straight to McDonald's, absolutely not. But if we happen to be hanging out somewhere and we ain't eat yet, and we're just like, all right, it's getting late, let's go grab a bite to eat.
Right.
And that's near, then let's do that. But I also have substance too. You're not taking me straight to McDonald's. We gotta be doing something first. And if that's around, then that's around. You feel me?
It's part of the movement. It's part of the movement.
I think a big piece to consider is who you are dating and where they're at in life.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
yes.
I think a lot of people don't do that. You know what I mean?
Good move.
Like, yeah,
Like
because
that, right?
it might be a dude out there who's on his way up, but he's not there yet, and he can only afford McDonald's.
Right.
But as a dude, you want to be honest. Don't flex like you got it, and then you ain't really got
Well,
it.
let me add this too, because, and we'll get back to the red flag, green flag. But I had a friend of mine tell me that, you know, it's just tough to find a guy because you want a provider, right? And I told her, well, the problem is a lot of people want providers but aren't content. So you can't, if you want somebody to be providing for you, that generally means that you're being a part of their life. Are you okay fitting into their program, right?
If you're the only person providing?
Like if say this
Or they're
man,
like the...
so if he's the breadwinner, right? He's got his own place, he's got his car, he's got all the things that tell you he's got his stuff together. Are you okay with where he's at and being part of that? Or are you going to take what you feel it should be and kind of project it on him? Because now the dude who has his own place, he might have an apartment, he's got one car, it might be a Camry, a little Honda, whatever. He's got his job, it makes, he makes his like 40 G's, a year. He might have his little side hustle or whatever else, and he may be good for his existence. And he may have no problem with you living with him and being a part of his program, do you have a problem with being part of that program? Because he gonna provide, y'all gonna eat, y'all gonna live, he gonna take you places, but it's within his budget.
This sounds a little personal,
Right.
Tess.
I'm crying. No, I think that
I don't want people to know how much I'm saying.
I think that that women, that be the problem too. Like, we'll see everything a man has to offer and say, okay, I'm gonna get with this person, knowing that we don't like what he has to offer, and then try to change this person. And then when he don't change, because he already showed you who the fuck he was the first week of you talking to him, meeting him, then it's a problem. When it shouldn't be like that. He's showing you all he got to offer. If that's what he drives, if that's his salary, he's telling you everything at the door. It's your decision. Stop trying to change people.
Right.
Nobody's gonna change. People change when they want to change.
I've had situations like that where, for me, it was more so schedule-wise, right? We dating, and you see that I'm busy.
Yes.
I tell you I'm busy. When we get together, me being busy becomes a problem. It's
That's
like,
the
yo,
personal. Look. You met me. No, you met me and you was with me because I had motion.
Yeah.
All right. So this other thing, right? Little parable. It was like
Yeah.
the thing that you like about a person is also the thing you will hate about them, right?
Oh,
Like,
wow,
and this,
that's true.
I will get personal
That's
here.
true.
Y'all want my personal? Y'all want my
Yes.
personal stuff?
Let's get real.
Right.
Woo.
So I'm oftentimes, one of the things people say, they like me for my ambition. They like me for my motivation, like me for my hustle.
Okay.
That's cool, but hustle comes with work, right? Hustle, you can tell a bunch of people what I got going on. If you don't know, we're here at Real and Uncomfortable. This is one of our primary things for the podcast. Working with Angelo at the Polymath Network. We got Q Vision. Check out Q Vision. That's our multimedia network. We got some digital media streaming stuff. We got a couple of brands that we market that work with us and partner with us. I have a day job. There's a lot. There's
that one, yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and they love you for it. They love you because of what it allows you to do for them, with them, whatever. But the one thing I can't do with you all the time is kick it with you all the time. And then that will become the thing that becomes a problem.
Yeah, that's why I said you got to pick your poison. If you want somebody that's a businessman, you got to know that he's not always going to have time for you. Same thing for men too. Like, if you choose to get with a female that's in a law firm, you're going to know her clientele is going to sometimes come before you.
Yeah.
She got to make this money. Speaking of that, I want to ask both of you guys a question.
Uh-oh. Here we
How
go.
do you guys feel about overly independent women?
Ooh. Okay.
Or just independent women in general, and then we could get to the like overly independent.
Okay, so what would you consider an independent woman?
Like a woman that has her job, has her car, pays all her bills, takes care of her children. She don't really need you. She wants you, but the overly independent woman doesn't allow you to be a man. Doesn't allow you to be that male figure in her life. Because she
I think
already done did it all.
I think
She don't.
You answered the question right there. I'm cool. Independence is perfect. It's, you know what I mean? I respect that. I understand that. When you're overly independent to where, like, it's almost like you want to be the man in the relationship, then what am I here for?
Right.
Like,
Do you
know what I
think
mean?
do you think that's connected to trauma? Being
Big time.
overly independent?
I think it's connected to the trauma of not having.
Yes.
I think that's also, to paint the picture a little bit bigger, that's the reason why we live in such a materialistic society. A lot of the ladies who kind of find their self-worth in what your man can do for you, or what you can get out of them, or why you're not going to date a man down here, you want the man that's up here, is because you've allowed material things to impact your own self-worth. And you feel like if you go lower, you're telling people, I deserve lower, I am lower. And because you feel like you're higher, in order to affirm that for yourself, you have to date here. This is
You
the
gotta get the
only
big
people
dog
who's gonna
to live up to your own your own standard
Yeah.
that you set for yourself.
Yeah, but getting a big dog comes with a lot of things. You
I
gotta
was gonna
understand
say, well,
Yes.
no,
You know what I'm
That
saying?
too. How you be like, I'm
before we
scared
do
of
that,
dogs.
I wanted to say there's a difference between independent and self-sufficient. So I want a woman who's self-sufficient because I don't need you to come into my life and be a liability. Like, if I've worked this hard to do what I can do, I have no problem, like, you know, us partnering. But all right, it's like if you were a business, right? And you want to buy another business, You want to buy that business because it's profitable. You want to buy that business because it has something to offer. You don't want to buy that business if it's $200 million in debt. That debt is your debt. That responsibility is your responsibility. I'm not saying she can't have her own debt, she shouldn't have it. But I'm saying that you don't want somebody to come in who is so worried about what you have because they don't have.
Damn.
Sorry. So as much as people walk around talking about what they have, I'm not going to hold you. I know women who date because they broke and can't afford their next meal.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true too. That's why I tell somebody straight up, listen, I'm not where I need to be financially, but listen, I'm rich inside. So and it don't get no better than that.
There you
Either
go.
you're gonna take me while I'm broke or you can move on, because nobody's dating for, well, I'm not dating for money. I'm not. I'm gonna tell you straight up what I have to offer.
Yeah.
Like, and that's that.
You got to date for the content of people's character.
Exactly.
I know we tried to move away from this as a podcast community. I don't know if y'all got the memos, but we got the memo. We stopped asking people what they bring to the table. But when you talk about what people bring to the table, the best answer I ever got from a woman, what do you need?
That open-ended question, okay?
And
That's
that
how
right
you gotta
there
move.
was like, whoa. Because that's exactly what it is. Is your needs and wants are always going to be different. There's no one set thing. And even though most ladies ask for similar things out of men, as a man, I may need something a little bit different. When I say I need a support system, my support system looks different than E-Man's support system.
Right. That question too, can you repeat the question?
What do you bring to the table?
No, what do you need, right?
Oh, what
That's
do you
it
need?
was?
Yes.
That's the question too that often can tear a relationship apart because nobody's asking their partners,
what do you
what
need?
do you need? You're not asking your husband what he needs. You're not asking your wife what she needs. Or your girlfriend and boyfriend, right? Everybody is not married. We all, I don't know about y'all. Y'all want to get married?
Yeah, I believe in marriage.
I'm plead the fifth.
Oh yeah, but Tez toxic. Tez is the toxic one. I'm the one who don't want to.
You know
but
what it is. You know what it is. I feel like, how do I put this? I'm trying to put this in. I don't see the value in it anymore. In the society that we're in right now, I saw it in my parents' days.
Right.
I don't see the value in it right now.
let me put it this way, because I don't. Our conversations when we just kicking it and chilling and shit. Your mentality screams less that you don't believe in marriage. You don't believe in the legal institution. Because when it comes to the marriage, the dedication, the commitment, and what it represents, the spiritual connection and the, being with that person, building with that person, that devotion, that seems to be there. It just seems like you and many other people are now trying to take that out of the legal contract wheelhouse the box that we put it in, and just be dedicated to your person and locked in that way.
Right, because at the end of the day, I agree with you on that though, because just like when you get your degree in school, I like to use analogy a lot. You get that piece of paper, and if you're not really dedicated to what you were studying, then what's the point of getting the degree? Now I just got these 2 degrees, these papers, and it don't really mean shit. And the same thing with a marriage. So I agree with that.
There's people who are married on paper, and then we're gonna take a little left. We're gonna get a little freaked out real quick. It's and then they part of the lifestyle, right? Like, and when you part of the lifestyle, if y'all don't know, I'm talking about the extramarital lifestyle, swingers, people who engage in mix and matching with other couples, or who enjoy watching their partners.
I don't know how you could do
I'm about to go real left, but it'll make for a decent transition.
I feel like that's weird.
There are people who enjoy watching their partners engage sexually with other people.
You need a therapist.
Absolutely
You
not.
talking about Diddy?
Listen, Diddy supporters, go to hell.
Damn, son.
Do what they
Nah.
There's people who find things that tickle their fancy. But that said, they step out of the traditional box of marriage anyway. So if you can do that, like, I don't know if you can say you don't believe in marriage. It's just, what is marriage to you?
Yes.
Right.
Because then there'll be people who are married on paper and not even engaging in that. At least the people who are freaked out about their marriage are still somewhat locked in. They just not as locked in physically. There are people who live on different sides in the world, different families, but maintain the legal documentation because they don't want to divvy up their items.
Right.
That's
People,
weird to me.
what is it, legally separated? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I could deal with that.
And then it becomes who's getting the house?
Yeah.
Who's getting
That's
that? We gotta
weird.
split the kids, and one parent got these kids, and the other parents. To be honest, let me tell you something. It's just like going to the court
Yeah.
with your baby father or your baby moms. You show the court that you don't have nothing in control. They're gonna control it for you, and that's where the legal papers come in. You go to the court with a situation with your baby father, your baby mom, and you say, "Oh, we can't get it together." You're basically they're gonna figure it out for you. That's what they there for. Like, yeah, that's crazy. I believe in marriage, but I come from a single mom family. You know, nobody in my family has ever gotten married before. Not my father, not my mom's, no aunts, none of that. So it scares me, but I believe in it still. I just don't know how, to go about it. Because I don't really I didn't see that growing up.
And that's kind of part of it. Not to get too deep, but I think that people throw a term around too, but what you just said speaks to it. Generational trauma, right? Like, people define generational trauma and they make it some like supernatural thing. It's not supernatural. Generational trauma is simply the ability to see or not see certain things in the past generations. And that will come in the way that your parents have treated you, your grandparents have treated you, or things that you have witnessed them go through. And you will feel a stronger connection to their situations than you would to other things. It's hard to be what you've never seen. And if you've never seen it, how can you ever be it?
Right.
So.
Drops mic. I
Yeah,
have nothing to say.
That's tough.
But that said, that's why I do love our platform and having people come on with different perspectives, because then we can talk about that and figure out what makes people feel those ways, right? Your reservations to marriage is not so much a reservation of the feelings inside of marriage. It's not about the relationship itself. It's not a distrust of people. It's just a lack of feeling like there's necessary to put it on paper because you understand the liabilities of putting it on paper.
Right, that's what society said.
Yeah.
Well, deemed correct. Putting it on paper and having the big wedding and the bachelorette party. That's what they deemed correct.
But
just
that's
like
it too.
A degree.
Yeah.
When it's people that don't have none of that and are billionaires.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's all about what path you decide to take as well.
Yes. A lot of this stuff is constructs. And, there are good beneficial ones. Like, marriage in and of itself is good for society.
I think the principles of it.
The principles of it.
Yeah.
Problem is that, as you mentioned, we've thrown a lot of extra shit at it, right? The bachelor party, the bachelorette party, the massive honeymoon, the massive familial wedding that you gotta, the theatrics of it all. And then you'll find that some people attach themselves to the theatrics rather than the practice. Because there's a lot of people who want weddings, but they don't want marriage. They're not ready for it. I'll be honest, a lot of my homegirls, sorry to shout some of y'all out, but I hear the talk, and y'all sound like y'all are ready or embracing the idea of being married, but not of being a wife. Right. And because as a husband, men get a bad rap of talking about like, oh, we're not ready for commitment, right? Even you guys tell me about being a father, right? We'll take that. We'll leave y'all out for a second. I'll talk about me. Being a father would be great. However, I understand what it kind of, I watched you. I see what it takes to be a father. I've seen my own father. I've seen other people. Right. It's not for the weak. Like, you got to be able to embrace the responsibilities and find wholeness in it, to find your own fulfillment in it and enjoy that. Same thing about being a husband. You got to love that person and want to be the best for that person. That question,
right. It got to be in you, not on you.
Yeah.
Just like what y'all doing right now. This business, this podcast, it got to be in you, not on you. You got to already be destined for greatness. Kind of like me.
There it is.
I'm
Hey,
destined.
20K, 20K. Let's talk about it. 20K.
let's go.
Today, let's go.
Okay, today, before I came to the podcast, 20K. That's God. He's like, are you good? Don't even be nervous.
That's it. I've told you, you got it. You're not afraid to say the things that people don't want to hear. And honestly, in society right now,
people need to hear.
People, bruh, one thing that I absolutely hate, and you was getting at the brunt of this, that girls bullshit. Because I feel like that thing has kept people from being honest about the accountability of their place in certain things.
And friendships. I'm not. Let's look at me. I'm not with that. I don't want no friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. Like, respectfully. And I feel like people don't like that. I wasn't chosen for that. I tried to be a good woman to other women and males too. It's not only females.
Yeah,
and everybody has a different definition of girl.
Yes.
Like, I was just throwing that out there that I'm not the type of person to be blind to shit. It's women that sit in each other's faces and be talking shit about each other all day and then be right back. I'm not with that. As soon as you do some funny shit, you out of here. You're not even going to get to say me. Like, I'm going to say good morning, wherever, at a job. Family, I don't speak to. I don't like disloyalty. Once I reward that shit with distance, and you could go your way.
Yeah.
So the girls was mad about that too. Oh, that's not the true definition. No, that's your definition.
Right.
My definition is different. So
Look, I'm all for being a good friend, male or female, but you got to be able to uphold your friends like only when they're doing the right things and correct them when they're doing the wrong.
Right.
You don't got to be the one to always be like lecturing. But if you see your friend do some real fucked up shit, you be like, yo, that was crazy.
And check them on that.
Check them on that. You're not a good friend if you don't.
Friend,
right.
They're not going to take it personally. They're going to see that you're looking out for them.
Right.
A lot of people can't take that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then you can see it in a lot of society situations, on the boards, on the chats, and all of the comments on posts. Some of y'all over here jumping out the window for other women y'all don't even know. But
screaming desperate.
Screaming.
Nobody is desperate for friends.
Right.
Like,
y'all going crazy about situations that y'all know wrong.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm having trouble, guys. I need help with this. I'm having trouble. I'm starting to see old versions of myself in a lot of females that's trying to be my friend now. And it's hard for me to be open with them and be cool with them because that's triggering for me. Like, once I see, like, stuff that I already surpassed, and I deem it a red flag. I don't know if I'm wrong or right. Like, y'all tell me, because I'm confused about that.
You got any examples?
All right, so I had a friend. I'm gonna speak about a past friend. I had a friend who was going through something with a guy, and I had already gone through that same situation with a prior person that I was dating, and I would try to give her advice on that, and she will always fight me on it. And after a while, I'm like, yo, I gotta leave you alone because me watching you go through this is hurting me. It's triggering me, and it's hurting me because I love you. I love hard. I have a big ass heart. Like, that's the best thing on my body. I don't care about how I look. That right there, that organ, that's the best thing on me. So eventually we stopped talking. And she eventually chose the guy over me and said, fuck me, and was writing me paragraphs defending the dude after he was violating her and everything. And I'm like, yo, this is what I be talking about. But I know about boundaries, and she probably was like, this is my man. Like, I'm not choosing you. But that's not what I wanted her to do.
Right. Yeah, you just want her to, you want more for herself.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this from a spiritual perspective.
Yes.
Oftentimes the lessons that we receive will come back to test us, right? It's almost like a pop quiz. And it's like, are you going to stand 10 toes down in the progress that you've already made? Are you going to revert back to old behaviors? And do you have the wherewithal enough to kind of impart that lesson on others? When you're in college, your professors may tell you the best way to know that you know a topic of study is to be able to teach it. So that shows you truly grasped it. So yeah, things will double back. Happens all the time. Old connections, old relationships, but the biggest and deepest hitting ones are the ones that remind you of you. So yeah, you where you're supposed to be. It shows you making moves.
All right. Touching on that though, I think it's important to realize that sometimes you have to love people from a distance.
Big time.
So there's certain people, family, friends, whatever the case may be, you try to give them the advice, they don't want to take it.
That's
I love you.
Right, yeah.
But
You get tired.
I got family members who I tell them now, don't come to me with the problems no more. I give you advice.
Right.
You refuse to take it.
Don't
come back to me when, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I still love you, but I can't keep extending myself and you keep not taking advice and coming back when things go wrong.
Right.
So,
Especially when God is stretching you.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I feel like God is stretching me. So I don't need, like you said, the unnecessary, I need your advice when I already told you this 20 times. You don't want to see it for yourself. I look at myself and I see the mistakes. I say, damn, girl, you was fucking up, or you could have did this better. And I just be wanting that for other people. And they be getting offended by it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Then I'm going to go that way.
Because one thing that I realize is sometimes certain people enjoy or thrive in that victim state.
Oh, big time.
So it don't matter how, it don't matter how,
Victimology,
how much advice,
101.
how much help, how much sacrifice, how much you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You trying to take them out of that?
Nah.
They look like you're doing something
It's
wrong.
uncomfortable.
They look at you like,
Well, that's because once you remove yourself from being the victim, you have to now take accountability for your situation, right? Like, and
that hurts.
It absolutely
it's okay.
does.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Think about it like this, right? Like, say you jumped in the swimming pool. You can't swim a lick. and after that initial rush where everybody gets you out the water, you breathing hard, they did the CPR and they're like, oh, you okay? You good? You fine? And then one of your friends steps over to you. It's like, yo, big dog, you can't swim. What was you doing? And you got to look at them with that stupid face like,
And take your L.
You got to
enjoy your L's. That's what I'm learning how to do too. When I take a L, I'm learning to find the beauty in that L, take what I need to take from the lesson and move on. I'm still learning lessons every day. I wake up every day on a different type of time. 1 minute I'm happy, the next minute I'm sad, the next minute I'm I have this all-time ambition. The next minute, I'm like, yo, you can't really do this shit. But
ebbs and flows, baby. Ebbs and flows.
Yes, it's going to be up and down. Nothing in this life is going to... I don't want nothing that's easy. My life already been hard. I've been dealt a hard card. Everything that I go through in life, I've been hard-headed about, and I have to learn the hard way. So at this point, God was just preparing me. I don't want nothing easy.
Yeah.
You might as well just bring on the stress.
All right. Look, hey, I'm glad you learning though. That
Like, for real,
what is
just
it?
bring
Stress
it.
is good
Give it to me
because
on a platter
what
so
is
I can
it?
see what I'm dealing with.
Stress, pressure makes diamonds, right?
Yes.
So we got a couple of stories that people have sent in.
So before we get to that,
Oh.
'cause I posted something on the story.
Okay.
Just like people to send anonymous questions or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of wanted you to, you know what I mean? We're going to toss them at you.
All right.
All right. So the first one is, can marriage work if the guy constantly needs emotional care?
Absolutely.
So I'm assuming it's coming from a female because it was anonymous.
Yeah, emotional care. Absolutely. That's guaranteed.
Where you supposed to get it from?
Your
if
man
you...
is supposed to have emotional care. This is what I be
I
talking
think
about.
I think
Like,
it's literally what you're touching on. Like,
that's
Yeah.
not foreign.
I
That's normal.
women see men as like I don't know,
Well,
not a superhero, but like a
Or maybe she wrote the crush, like she worded it wrong.
I think that's what she meant. I think that's what she meant.
Your man needs emotional support. Stop leaving that man in
Yo.
the dirt.
Because I feel like some women feel like men are not supposed to have emotions. You're supposed to just be the man.
Right.
Like
And if
I
he's
can
like,
cry, I can be, but you're supposed to be the man.
right. And if he's overly emotional, he's deemed as like, oh,
So,
this nigga's a bitch or whatever.
can I add something too?
Yeah,
Like,
we good.
yeah, you could. I've been cursing this whole time, but we would have been on there now. But let me just add something for the more superficial women, just so maybe I can speak a language that y'all will understand, right? If you have a man that is a business owner or whatever, you want him to do well. The most successful men are ones who are married. And sometimes women will be like, oh, well, yeah, of course, I got a woman on his side. That's great. But you know what that woman is doing? She's providing emotional support. When he goes outside and he deals with the bullshit, he comes back home, he's got her to offload it. He goes back outside. She recharges his battery. He about to take on the world again. If you want your man to reach his profit potential so he can buy you the Birkins, he can take you to places, he can go do all the things, be that emotional support.
Right. And emotional support could look like giving him a massage,
Mm-hmm.
giving him fellatio without him hitting that pussy. Because sometimes niggas don't want to fuck. Niggas be tired. It could look like making him a nice dinner.
Sure. I'm about to
Putting
jump in
that
the
hot
comment
water
section.
on.
and all up in your comment section, they asking if you was married or whatever. So shit, you married? You got a man? You single?
I'm not gonna, so many dudes try to holler at you in the comment section.
Crazy, it's going stupid.
My DM looks never. Looks even my old niggas. They all trying to spend.
They try to spend them block.
I'm like, nah, Henry. That was fuck
Yo,
outta here.
Henry, you gotta chill, bro. You gotta chill.
You know what happened that summer. I ain't going back to that shit.
God.
Fuck outta here.
Hold on. What's the next one? How do you make a relationship work when your personalities are completely different?
Personality is something that's gonna come with the person, though. I feel like you learn about your spouse's personality in the beginning. So if they're different, sometimes the opposites attract. Right? Look at it like that.
That is true.
I would like to know what they mean by personality.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I think we need to.
Because for me, I feel like they might have gotten together for the wrong reasons, and now you're in it. Now you're in it. Because to me, dating, you're supposed to get to know each other. You're supposed to see what you have in common.
Y'all believe in the 90 day? The 90 day?
Fuck that.
Hell no. Hell no. Yo, no. And the reason why I say that, right? Because a dude can wait 90 days, crack, and then be done with you.
Right, that's true too.
You know what I'm saying?
And they can fuck you the same night and wife you.
That's what I'm saying.
That vibe was just that.
Look,
Right.
Yeah.
but you said it just then. The vibe, right?
It's about the
You
vibe.
said if you dating to get to know people. People
Right.
just if you might be dating to fuck, that's cool too. But if you're trying to have a relationship, part of that is literally like let's have a conversation. I hate when like okay, I'm not say I hate it because there's gonna be girls like, oh, but you took me here. Look, it's I don't like when women want to do a ton of like activities during a first date. And when I say activities, I mean like things that don't allow you to have a conversation. Right? Like if you want to go do something cute, some cute shit, cool, and that could be part of the day. But if the whole thing is adventure, when am I actually getting to know you?
Right.
Like, yeah, I have nothing to recall from this situation outside of I have a good time. We enjoyed ourselves, but we got to know each other.
All right. Speaking of that, an ideal first date for y'all, like what? Since that the overly activities is too much and it's like it creates a gap in getting to know someone. What are y'all ideal first dates? Like, what are y'all ideas?
Ideal first date for me or ideal first date for us?
Like, if you just met a girl and you feeling her, you digging her, you want to take her out somewhere. Like, what? Nah, what's the ideal date for you?
So one, before I take you out on a date, I'm assuming we would have conversations about things that you like. So I would incorporate that in there.
Sound like a simp, nigga. I'm playing.
Nah.
I'm messing with you.
This might pay attention to details. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to go on a date just for me to have fun.
There we go.
Right.
There we go. Although, fellas, make sure you're gonna enjoy the date too.
That's 1,000%.
That too.
Yeah.
People pleasing is not
It's
good.
not the move.
I'm telling
it's
you.
not the way.
I'm not gonna lie. Picnic at the beach is fire. It's fire for me.
That's
fine.
vibey.
good.
You
That's
get the
good.
beach, you get some drinks, you got the sun, you got the
Mhm.
water.
Sand, yes. Water is calming too.
Yeah.
Probably calm some nerves.
Yeah.
I'm that type of person. My nerves is crazy. I need something calm in the beginning.
I feel like that's chill vibes. It gives you the opportunity to be real and not because people trying to impress each other all the time. Nah, just gives you the opportunity to be yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Operating in your authentic.
Yeah.
What are some things that you're actually trying to find out in her in the first date?
That's a good question.
First date. I wouldn't put too much pressure on the first date.
Or just what are the things that like indicators that you can keep moving forward?
Right. What are some green flags?
Yeah,
I need to ask myself that.
Yeah.
Being able to hold a conversation.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's good.
See the way your mind works. Where your head is at. I feel like the less distractions we have, the more authentic the interaction is going to be.
True.
Right.
Okay.
The conversation for me, it got to be like flowing. Like if I'm too uptight and I feel like
we gotta laugh. We gotta laugh. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that too.
We gotta laugh.
I love somebody that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to laugh. I'm a foodie. I like to eat. I'm not the girl that you're gonna take on a date, and I'm gonna take a little bite.
She buying
I'm
the rack of ribs. She going.
You're gonna see the real me the first day. That's what I said. You're gonna.
I had a
take it or
shorty
leave
do
it.
that once too. Like
She ate a rack of ribs?
she going crazy on the rack of ribs first date. She good peoples though.
Red flag, green flag?
No, it's a green flag for me.
Okay,
It's a green flag for me. Green
Yeah,
flag for me.
that.
Yeah, you don't
Not
gotta go
me.
petite with me. You good?
Right.
You good? Green flag. Green flag.
Be you to the fullest.
Yeah.
What about you though? Because I know they want to know.
Yeah, they definitely
What
they
they
playing.
gotta
They
do.
writing in a notepad right now. Yeah.
I ask questions like about relationships with the person and their parents. I ask about that. I ask about childhood. I get deep on the first date because I'm a deep lover.
Ooh, yeah, you going really
Like if I could see past spiritually, if I could see past flesh with random people in the street, I'm gonna want to see past what you're showing me. I really don't care about what you look like. I want to know about your childhood. I want to know about your relationship with your moms. I want to know about any trauma you done been through. If you got molested when you was little, I want to know about if you've been to jail. That's a big one for me. I want to know.
That one's probably good to know.
If you went to school, how is your relationship with your siblings? I want to know about your friend group, what you doing, where you see yourself. You got to make me laugh. You got to feed me. I need wine because my nerves is fucked up. Like
Lil Vino never hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, like I like to vibe out. I'm vibey. I'm a vibey person. I bring calm vibes. So
Okay.
if you could be who you are in front of me, then we gonna rock out.
That's dope.
Okay.
How about you?
Tess,
Right,
come on,
now
let
we're
'em know.
moving on down.
Oh
So I'm gonna
man.
take you to the club.
Yeah, we gonna get a little section. No. Watch it.
Not the
You know,
section.
I'm gonna pull up in my Maybach real quick. We're gonna drive out. You know, I'm gonna make sure you had a couple dresses to pick out first.
Yo.
No.
son.
I'm crying.
I'm kind of boring though. I'm kind of boring. Yeah.
Where you taking? Where you taking?
Okay, so I'm not gonna hold you, and this is a little bit of I'll give you the reasoning. It sounds boring, but I'm a real big dinner movie guy.
Okay.
And I say that because you guys mentioned conversation. I don't think there are many more things that are thought-provoking than film. And because of the way I watch movies, the way I read or look into certain things, I want to know, like you said, where your head is at. So by watching a movie, and we'll probably watch the movie first. I know it's hard on my pockets because we got to buy the snacks and shit. Some people do a reverse order, so you eat first. You don't got to buy the. It's fine. It's cool, baby. Get the milk duds if you want. Get the milk duds, the popcorn, a large drink. You know, it's fine. That's how we flex. I can't get the Maybach next time because you done bankrupted me at the movie theater, but we good. But it's cool. So it gives us something to talk about during the movie. I mean, during the dinner, right? That way you can kind of pinpoint sometimes what characters she related to, why she felt like the conflict should have been resolved a different way. Again, I'm going really deep, but again, that's the way I watch films, the way I watch movies. So I'm kind of learning you through your comprehension of the film. From there, hopefully we've gotten the guard down a little bit. We've learned each other a little bit. We spent some time together. We may have laughed, shared a couple laughs depending on the film. Maybe we shed a tear, you know what I'm saying? Cute. And now we can move forward with some of the deeper stuff. Again, then dinner, because, I like to at least give an experience. And even though it doesn't have to be the craziest thing, I'm not going to go. We're not going to go to the Chop House. We're not going to like Ocean Prime. Shout out to Ocean Prime. But we're not going to do all of that. But we're going to go somewhere nice. We're going to talk food. We're going to talk wine. We're going to talk entertainment. And then we may find like a little, I don't call these activities, but it's like more of the place to be afterwards. Whether, you're really on that time. Maybe a nightcap. Maybe it's like, okay, let's go to like the pier and we can like, maybe I'll grab a bottle on the way and we can sip some wine while we listen to the, you know what I'm saying, like that.
The pier is fire.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me see what else they had. Boom. This one is a little longer. When a couple argues and one person needs to talk everything out in detail and fix things right away, while the other just wants to apologize and move on simply, which way is healthier or more reasonable? That's a tough one.
Oof. It depends on what the conflict is.
It depends on the person.
I'm a little biased though.
Some people, need space to process.
Yes.
Some people just want to deal with it. I think it's a matter of finding balance
between the two.
Yeah.
Right. Like
knowing your person.
Okay.
Right. Like, could we take this little break? Right. Somebody's gonna have to sacrifice.
Wait.
Okay, so because I struggle with that. Hold on, help me out. Help me out.
Okay, what you got going on?
Help me out. Okay, so let's say if I'm the person who I like to be clear and straight up. So if we have a problem, let's deal with it now and move on, right? And then you're the person who needs to take space and whatever. Okay.
And talk about it. Talk it out.
From my perspective, I feel like if you need to take the space, then you got to come back around with the conversation. I shouldn't have to follow you or follow up. Or if you need the space,
that's big.
I'm gonna give you the space because it's uncomfortable for me
already.
But it's up to you to bring the conversation around, not just let it flow. And a week goes by and we ain't even talk about the problem.
Right. Well, that's what relationships are about. Sacrificing. If that's a small sacrifice and I don't want to come back around with the conversation, I love you. You my man. I'm coming back around with the conversation. It's nothing going to go under the table because at the end of the day, you my man. We chose each other. We're going to make it work. Right? That's a small sacrifice. There's people sacrificing their whole hometowns and everything. They moving places for for their partners. That's some small shit. If you can't get past that, then you really don't fuck with that person.
Yo, that's big. I think conflict resolution or the ability to do it, the willingness to do it. Let's not call it an ability. Willingness. Oh shit.
This next one is
oh shit.
Oh god.
Go ahead.
Is your plugs baby mama off limits?
Oh. I mean, look, man. If that's the plug, you might want to make sure that she off limits. You're gonna mess up your business, brother.
What kind of plug?
I'm assuming they mean the weed plug.
Listen, nowadays ain't nobody off limits. Nobody's off limits.
Jeez.
I learned that too. Like, it don't matter who you know. If your friend was talking to that person, if you know what's for you is gonna be for you.
Okay. So let's red flag, green flag. That person you realize had a relationship with somebody else you knew.
I don't got no friends, so it's a green flag. I'm not gonna not be happy.
She said all things are go.
Now if it's a family member, that's weird. You feel me? I don't get along with all my family, but I respect them enough.
All right.
Family is up here with it. Like that's how I am. But if you dealt with somebody that I know, I'm not gonna not fuck with you because of that. Like, I'm worrying about what we got going on for the future. I don't care about who you had before me. I always been like that. And I hope that any man that comes my way is like that too. Don't worry about who I was dealing with before. Focus on what we're doing right now.
Amen.
Stay present in the moment.
Amen.
Why are you raving the red flag?
Why? I can't talk
You can do it if you want to.
He ain't jacking.
No. I'm not really with the overlap. It's not my prerogative. I just feel like it gets messy, and like
it depends on the intent.
People get okay. All right.
If it's a genuine like intent, if they was talking and chopping it up while y'all was together, that's a problem. But if it's like a thing, because I've had situations where. Let's say you dated somebody in the 8th grade. I meet her when she's 25. And you still trying to be like, yo, you can't do it. It's like, bro,
I'm not irrational here. Right. I'm not irrational. I just mean the people who I consider close to me, I will hope that they, especially if she was around during that time. Also, if you didn't know her, like if I dated her before, I can't expect you to know that shit. That's fine. But if you knew, if you were around us, and because then that means that to me, you was thinking about it. Yeah. And you was waiting.
Hell yeah,
you was plotting.
Yep,
so I might plot on you next. Now I'm playing, huh? You just get.
I feel like guys are able to maneuver. I could be wrong. Maneuver through situations like that better than women, though. Like women, we take that seriously. Like
y'all super territorial.
Yeah, the girl code and stuff like that because it gets uncomfortable, especially when you have feelings for a guy. But you also want somebody that's around you to be happy too.
You know what's tough though? A lot of ladies have similar mating patterns. Like y'all like the same shit in guys. So oftentimes the nigga who's able to get one is able to get all. Like when it comes to friend groups, sorry to say this, but more times than not you see like a guy who ran through the friend group or was with all the It's because if your homegirl saw him and thought he was that nigga, so did her girlfriend, so did the girl y'all was hanging out with, so did y'all all saw what she saw.
But
Yeah,
I think
that's
it also
not
comes
funny.
with confirmation bias that you were talking about.
Yes.
A lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
how do I put this? Let's say you dating somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go tell your girl, oh, he's good, he does this, he's that.
In the
She gonna
bedroom.
start to think, I want that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to shit on ladies here, but that's where I say like sometimes women's intuition, even though it may exist, I don't think y'all trust it the way y'all say y'all do. Because it takes the confirmation bias before y'all can even make the move, right? It
Yeah.
takes that adds on to it. It's like, yeah, you might have thought about dude, but you never really wanted to give him play until you saw
Right.
until you saw somebody else give him play.
No, I just think it's stronger for certain women that have
Yeah.
been through more stuff at an earlier age.
Okay.
Like this could be a stereotype, but I feel like if you genuinely raised yourself
Mm-hmm.
and went through real life trauma, you're able to spot these things out by the time you in your early 20s and stuff like that. You
Mhm.
could literally feel it. Some people haven't really gone through nothing, so they don't really know how to am I bugging? I feel like that's a question that women ask themselves, right? The women who don't have the power of discernment or it's not
Mhm.
high. Am I tripping? Like they want to believe that this person is good, but the reality of it is no, they're not. They plotting. Like
Yeah. Somebody said that because of this women test, right? The way that they love, they test. You have to your girl may get you in your feelings to kind of see how you react. Mm-hmm. And, I'm not going to say it's the most healthy way to do things, but it confirms, right, that you're with the right person. You want to see people in different seasons. So, get them a little
that
fun.
too. Let me ask a question. Why you think that when summertime comes, people start saying that the relationships are not gonna work? Like I feel like people like to skip
Temptation,
over
baby.
summer. Like, okay, summer's here. Like now I'm gonna be single. Like, what's that about?
More opportunity, more temptation.
The plastics come outside.
Y'all
Y'all be looking good though.
Yeah.
No shade.
She said the.
Hey,
They do. They be looking good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, man. There's only so much a man can do against a sundress. You know what I'm saying?
flip on that one.
All right.
Oh damn, you're weak.
I'm gonna plead the fifth
You're
one.
weak.
What? No, I'm just saying, like.
You just exposed
That's
yourself.
like me.
Wow.
That's like me saying, "Yo, the gray
gray
sweatpants is
sweatpants.
coming out. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to control myself."
Look. I'm just saying that if I was, it's easier to be social during the summer.
Right.
More
everybody's
opportunities.
outside.
Yeah.
Everybody's outside.
It's
Like,
hot.
look, I put it this way too. In the wintertime, if you standing on a line to get into the club in the dead of winter, you was definitely outside for that. You was determined to be outside. It's a little easier for people to make that call in the summertime. Plus, E-Man front like he wasn't at the pool parties outside with a nigga.
Was. You see how he said pass, right? I'm a changed man.
I'm changing.
Was. That's,
Somebody cue the highlights from the last couple pool parties we went to. Bro. Right.
that footage is deleted. I don't know. But I want to bring it back to you though. What you got going on?
Mm-hmm.
What's
As far
upcoming?
as-
Just social media, life. Summer's here. We outside.
Summer, I'm outside. You feel me?
Okay.
I'm
yeah.
outside.
All
I'm not in the
right,
front. I'm
right.
outside. You
See, look.
I'm learn-
I'm the bad guy, but she got all these dudes in her DMs, and she outside. You make
Yeah,
these
but I'm
niggas weak for you.
entertaining them.
They weak for you.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to eventually get in a relationship, but right now I'm more focused on where I'm gonna go with the social media platform. It kind of happened overnight where I have spoken to other social media influencers and they knew that they were gonna blow up, but I didn't know. Like I always knew I had like a spiritual gift and stuff like that, but I didn't know that it was gonna happen like that. I started this journey like 3 weeks ago, and look, today I just hit 20K. I don't know where it's going, but all I know is I'm gonna keep posting videos and I'm gonna keep being my true authentic self. I feel like I had a big blockage in my throat chakra for a minute because of things that I went through. I wasn't able to articulate and express myself and be confident.
And now look at you on a podcast. That's
On
all
a
we
podcast.
do. That's all we do.
Like wow.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep making content. I'm going to the event on Monday.
All right, fine.
I'll be there. That's on you on Instagram.
Biggest content day ever. Shout out to Daniel Jean.
Daniel Jean.
Period. We outside. So that's where I'm at. I'm focusing on myself, worrying about my growth and how I could be a better person, how I could be a better mother, how I could wake up in better spirits and really healing. That's what I'm focusing on. As long as I got God with me, anything is possible. You gotta believe.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, you gotta believe.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
I pay attention to details.
Oh, you got me beat there, man. I'm just looking at sundresses, man. That's it.
Oh my God. So Tez, anything else we got on there?
I mean, a couple people had sent in some situations. Maybe you want to weigh in on those?
Oh, okay.
All right.
I sent them.
Yeah. Okay. Boom.
That's a long one.
I think I destroyed our relationship trying to compliment my boyfriend. Okay. My boyfriend and I are both 28 years old and together for 2.5 years. Yesterday night we were drinking and one thing led to another. I tried to compliment him by saying he is not someone who I would hook up with or be a FW, I guess friends with benefits.
Yeah.
But Mary, I thought everything was fine, but he seemed extremely distraught after that. I realized how he understood it and tried to clarify. But he's still the same. He's still the same this morning. He told me he needs space to think for a while and left the house. All my friends tell me I messed it up, and guys tell me it's not a compliment, and most men will understand it differently. I think I destroyed our relationship, and I'm panicking right now.
Wait, so they haven't had sex yet?
No. So they're in a relationship, right?
And
relationship for 2 years, everything is fine. And from what it seems is that they were having a good time, and she told him that he's not the type of person that she would be friends with benefits with, but the type of person that she would marry.
Yeah, she just wouldn't hook up with a guy like him.
Yeah.
She normally wouldn't hook up with a guy like him because he's like marriage material.
I think what she was saying, because I could see how it could go left, right? I think what she was saying is, I usually mess with the fuckboys.
Yeah.
But you give me more security, so that's why I chose you.
Right.
And he probably took it as, I'm not good enough for you to be the freaky wild.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. But I'm good for
I'm good
other
enough for you
things.
because I take care of you, then you're willing to marry me. But if I wasn't taking care of you, you wouldn't even look my way.
Right. And that's a form of rejection. I think that a lot of us have,
That's tough for me.
That was the best articulation I've ever heard of that.
It is a form of rejection.
That's a form of rejection.
Yes. I won't fuck you
I don't really fuck with you like that.
But yeah, I'll marry you. It is a form of rejection. I feel like there's multiple forms of that. He probably, that's why he took it personal. He's like, yo, so I'm not this, but I could be that.
Right.
Well, that's because we have, like you broke it down. There's two sides to it. When you're in the marriage part, is the part I'm gonna take care of you. So think about that. I'm with you because you take care of me. Versus that guy who does nothing for me. I would have given him this. And then the way we date, he probably had to put in work to get to where he got with you. Whereas,
and that speaks to how she values herself too.
Right.
It doesn't mean that it's right that you would give the nigga that ain't doing shit for you pussy. But that's what's happening. And I'm gonna say it. Like, women don't like to say this. We be liking that shit. We be like, or we have gravitated towards it at one point, you feel me, in our lives where it's like, yeah, I like the fuck boys. I like the bad guys.
I feel like every chick needs to go through that.
Well, let me kind of defend.
Exactly, you need to.
I'm not gonna do this. I don't do this often, y'all. I'm gonna defend him for a second. Because I do think it's human nature to have attraction. I just think that on the other side of it, the way that we have relationships, women set the rules for those. So it's just an idea of trying to live in both worlds. The natural one where it's, I'm attracted to this person, therefore I pursue this person, right? That's how men live, right? That's how, most men don't require their shorty to have a job, a career, the money to take care of everything. We don't require that. We need her to look a certain way and then not be a total fucking crash out when we with her, right? So if a woman wants a man, though, she puts all the criteria up. It's natural for her to want the dude who she's attracted to. It's just that when they start to get to that world where maybe they realize their type, they're not their type's type. Like they want the man with the 6 figures, 6-pack abs, 6-car garage, 6 feet tall, and he not looking at her. Right. She got to decide on something different.
Yeah, she goes to the simp. That's regular. That's regular shit, though.
But is that wrong though? Because like
it is wrong. Absolutely.
Yes, get him. Get him.
It is wrong. Absolutely, because the guy that she wants, right? The nigga that's getting the free pussy, he's there for that. Mm-hmm. Men know. Like I said, men are black and white. Right. Y'all tell us in multiple ways, like, you're not gonna be my girl. Right.
Yes.
I want you for this, and we still be there. Right. We still be there. It's the adrenaline, it's the ego, it's this and that. And then that guy, that's the swaggy guy, he goes for a lame joint. That's how this goes. A lame, not even a lame one. A different, somebody that's the complete opposite of you.
For the person. So the reason why I say this,
he about to call y'all a square.
No, not at all. Because I feel like it happens on both sides. Like for guys, there's that girl that we want that's crazy, that's toxic, but that's not conducive to where I'm trying to go.
Yes.
So yes, I would love to be with you, and life would be crazy, and we'd be doing a whole bunch of wild shit. But I need to get the calm chick who keeps, you know what I'm saying? So that's not me settling. That's just me going for what's best for where I'm trying to go.
But men are still attracted to her.
Attracted
to the toxic?
To the girl who's not so toxic. The healthy girl. You're still physically attracted to the healthy girl. You still gonna want to fuck on the girl, E.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying she. No, I'm not saying.
Yeah, she gotta of course, y'all men, y'all gonna want to fuck.
Right? Okay, okay. So but then women wired different. So now she gets with dude who takes care of everything, but doesn't have the things that excited her. Because it's beyond just attraction for women. Why she fucking on a dude? She wants excitement. So now when men go into these situations and they have dead bedrooms, you're gonna have a girl who don't want to do that with you, or she does it with you out of obligation. Whereas as a man, even though we pick the quiet shorty, the church going shorty, the shorty who has all her stuff together, the girl who's not going to the club, all of the things, we still on her because she's attractive to us. Our wiring lets us still be on her body.
I disagree. I felt like not all men go.
Do you struggle? Like, you struggle to be with the quiet chick? No, she's still fuckable. Sorry, I keep cursing crazy. That's crazy. Crazy.
No, all I'm saying is that
they are still fuckable, but at the end of the day, fuckable to an extent. I think that's what he's trying to come to, because
she's not that.
But I'm just saying that it doesn't.
Men need excitement.
I just mean that when men's version of this is not 0 to 100, whereas women's version of that is 0 to 100. That's all I mean.
I think that works after a certain age too.
Yeah.
That works for men, being with a quiet chick after a certain age. Y'all mature late.
Yes.
So it'll work with the quiet chick. She's gonna be fuckable. She's gonna be everything that man needs. But after a certain age.
Don't get me wrong. I do think that you need to kind of mature into certain things.
Yeah.
I just mean that usually it takes a humbling for women to get there, whereas for men, it takes realization.
No, yeah, women get humbled all the time. I got humbled.
Like
before. I was dumb tight. I was like, damn.
Like for a man, right?
Not her.
Shit.
Sit your ass down. I was dumb tight.
Right, no, but that ass. A girl has to realize that, yeah, you was fucking with the nigga with the Maserati and this, that, or the third, but he only saw you to fuck on you, and that was kind of it. You was the fun girl. And then he might have had a shorty at the crib or something or whatever. Whereas men realize, okay, well, this girl is just unhealthy. You might have had the girl who's bad. You dated the models. You dated whatever's, right? She had everything you want as far as looks go.
And it works, though.
But the personality wasn't there.
Sorry to cut you off. It works because the trauma bonding, nobody wants to get help. So a nigga is willing to lose the quiet girl and be with the toxic joint because he's not willing to heal himself. Same thing for women too. You're not willing to heal yourself. You're not willing to even try to do no type of inner work.
That's true.
You're gonna be comfortable with you don't see the two toxic people that they stay together for years and years and they call it love, and it's like, no, y'all trauma binding and y'all don't see nothing else.
Also, like it's easier to do that when you don't really want a relationship. Like when you're not locked in for real and you enjoy the motion, that person allows you enough of a string mentally to still have that. oh, well, I'm not going to do it because they not that serious either. You can justify it. And when you have the person who's doing everything right, put you on the spot. Like, shit, I'm the problem. Like, this person's handling business. They showing up for me. They being all the things I need. They got their life together.
Yep.
I'm the one who's outside at the club. I'm the one who's outside talking to this one and that one. I'm the one who's in my DMs going back and forth with people I had no business talking to. Yeah.
Yep. Or I'm the one that is not able to receive the love because I don't believe that I deserve this kind of love.
Yeah. Yeah,
it gets to that point, and people like staying comfortable. I've been there too, where I got the ancient nigga that you feel me. He gonna twist me up at night, and then I got this guy that's gonna take me out, and he's gonna be everything that I need him to be. And a lot of times I've gone with this one, like, you know what, I'm not ready for this shit, or I'll get close and I'll be like,
then you running away.
Like
she's a runner. She's a track star.
I'm not ready. But I was never like that. It takes the experience or getting your heart broken and stuff like that. To move like that, because I always try to keep an open mind, like even now today. But it was a lot of times I did choose the bad guy.
Well, I'm glad that there's been a lot of growth.
Bad guy, 'cause I don't truly think that
people not bad. People have tendencies and habits that they gotta shake or grow out of. But we're happy that you came. We definitely gonna have you back because there's a lot of things we really didn't get a chance to tap into.
This is just the beginning. We barely tipped the iceberg.
So. When you see her again, just expect to be held accountable because she's calling a lot of y'all out. Just be ready for it.
And I'm calling myself out. So don't even think for a second. Whatever I'm teaching y'all, I'm learning myself as well.
Right. And she's calling E-Man out too. She should. This nigga be tripping. He be tripping.
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Well, this has been another episode of Real and Uncomfortable.
Yes.
I'm Cortez. That's E-Man Music.
The lovely Demi.
Big Demi, not the little one. That's on you on Instagram. Follow me.
Yes, ma'am. Catch y'all in the next one.